The Imola Grand Prix will be a huge one for many teams, with upgrades coming left, right and centre for the best teams on the grid. So much so that we might even see another race in which Red Bull won't be the winner. However, they will be bringing upgrades as well as Ferrari and Mercedes, but one particular upgrade stands out from the rest. F1 is heading to Imola after Lando Norris won his first race and McLaren got their first win since Daniel Ricciardo's victory at the 2021 Italian Grand Prix. And we have people talking about whether Norris and McLaren can challenge Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing again this season. McLaren is feeling good because Oscar Piastri will have all the same upgrades on his car that Norris had in Miami. And even though Piastri did well in Florida without the upgrades, everyone's curious to see how he stacks up against Norris next weekend. But one of the teams that need to rise is Mercedes, as George Russell and Lewis Hamilton are looking for a better weekend after struggling in Miami. Both finished outside the top 5 and haven't made it to the podium this season, with their best result being Russell's 5th place finish in Bahrain. Toto Wolff thought the updates they brought to Miami would help, but it didn't work out on the track, so that's why Mercedes is hoping for a much needed improvement in Imola. Speaking in Mercedes' post-race debrief video, trackside engineering director Andrew Shovlin explained that the parts performed as expected at the Miami International Autodrome. However, he also admitted that the development rate of their competitors, along with some continued issues with their own car, can make it difficult to see this progress reflected on track. We managed to pull forward about half of our update kit to Miami, and then the other half is going to arrive in Imola, and we are working hard on the future races to try and bring developments to them as well, said Shovlin. Did it work as expected? Yes, it all looks like it is delivering the performance that we were hoping for from the floor. The issue at the moment is everyone else is developing their cars. So you saw McLaren with a big package and they look to have moved forward, and also the handling issues that the drivers are having to battle with are making it hard to really see all that performance as a straight sort of step forward. What we tend to find is that the car from session to session can behave quite differently, and until we get on top of that, we are always going to blunt the benefit that we can get from these type of updates. But after the last few races, we have now got a very clear idea of what we need to do to get the car to get it handled a bit more easily for the drivers, making sure it goes where they want it to go when they are on those important qualifying laps. The Silver Arrows will need to continue working hard to catch up to the rest of the field, and even though the team is in a state of disarray at the moment, and that's putting it lightly, they have to be positive that they can turn this season around. Red Bull will be another team to look out for in Imola, as the Milton Keynes-based squad will be bringing an upgrade package of their own, but the team is facing its toughest period since the domination started in 2022, and to make matters worse, their chief technical officer Adrian Newey has announced he'll be leaving Red Bull in early 2025. While the exact reason for his departure hasn't been confirmed, there are suggestions that he's been affected by the team's internal issues. Rumours are circulating that Newey might join a different Formula One team, with Ferrari being a popular choice, potentially alongside Lewis Hamilton. Despite these challenges, Red Bull has announced changes ahead of the upcoming Grand Prix weekend in Imola. Helmut Marko, the team's director, discussed these changes in an interview with OE24, also addressing the pressure that other teams have been putting on Red Bull. But Red Bull is heading to Imola with a clear goal to demonstrate to their rivals that they still have a lot to do to surpass them. The updates they're bringing to their car are relatively minor, more like tweaks, but they hold the potential to unlock significant performance gains. Despite this, the team remains calm and unconcerned about Ferrari, who are sticking to their own design philosophies for now, drawing inspiration from Red Bull's RB20 solution. The team sees the upcoming European round as a pivotal moment that will reveal much about the competitive landscape for the rest of the championship. The team most responsible for changing that competitive landscape, however, is Ferrari. This is the team which will bring the biggest upgrades in Imola, and with a shift in philosophy towards the side pod and engine cover bodywork, the SF24 is undergoing a significant transformation aimed at putting pressure on Red Bull and addressing the threat posed by McLaren. Ferrari, initially using underbite side pod inlets, has now adopted an overbite upright arrangement similar to Red Bull's 2024 design. However, Ferrari's inlet is slightly larger compared to Red Bull's more compact version. Additionally, the vertical bypass duct next to the chassis has been merged with the main inlet, resembling the setup seen on Alpine and Mercedes cars this year. This change eliminates the bypass duct's outlet near the rear leg of the halo and alters the winglet layout in that area, now featuring a cobra-shaped vane. Furthermore, the outboard wing mirror stalk has been extended to better manage airflow along the upper surface of the side pod bodywork. The sheer magnitude of these external changes will have undoubtedly required the team to have repackaged the SF24's internals too, with the radiators, coolers and other power unit ancillaries being moved and or entirely redesigned to fit their new home. This update, according to Charles Leclerc, could markedly influence Ferrari's trajectory for the remainder of the season. As I've said many times, I think the season will be up to upgrades. We have ours coming very soon, and that will define a little bit the rest of the season for us. So we've got to work hard, and hopefully those upgrades will be as good as theirs and will help us to do a significant step forward, Leclerc shared before the race in Miami. The stakes are especially high following Ferrari's mixed results at the Miami Grand Prix. While Leclerc managed a commendable third place, his teammate Carlos Sainz finished just behind him in fourth, later pushed back to fifth after a penalty after a duel with McLaren's Oscar Piastri. The race highlighted both the strengths and limitations of their current setup, with Sainz notably hindered by team strategy, possibly missing out on a higher podium finish. The upcoming upgrades aim to position the Scuderia to directly challenge the Milton Keynes outfit, much like McLaren did after their Miami upgrade package. Speculation suggests that these changes could focus on a side pod design similar to that of the RB20. There's also a strong possibility of significant revisions to the floor, which is crucial for generating downforce under the current regulations. With morale soaring high for the upcoming race in their home country, traditionally a favourable event for the Maranello squad, this presents an ideal opportunity to showcase their technical prowess and sustained development over the past 2 years. If Ferrari can advance their car to compete with Red Bull and McLaren, we might witness an unforgettable season with 3 teams vying for victories. Remember, we're only 6 races into a 24-race season, so the championship race is far from over. Speaking about McLaren, the successful Miami upgrade package will be continued in Imola, as Piastri will also be getting his car upgraded, because as we know, it was only Lando's MCL38 that received the upgrades in Florida. Despite this, Piastri was very close to Verstappen and held his own quite good, I must add. This is why McLaren will definitely be a force in Italy and a competitor not only for the podiums but also for the victory. As we have seen, they are more than capable to do so. The excellent impressions from the B version of the car were underlined in the post-race interviews both by Norris's race engineer Will Joseph and McLaren's CEO Zak Brown. During his interview to F1 TV, Will Joseph stated, "I'm beginning to lose words, but it comes down to hard work, and everyone has done the hard work. Under Andrea's leadership, the whole team's coming together and we're in a good place. But we have faith in the process, we work and discuss that a lot. It just builds and comes together. The package should favour other circuits more than it does here in Miami, so we shall see." Zak Brown, on the other hand, confirmed the great job done at the factory in the last year since Andrea Stella's lead of the F1 team by the whole team during his chat to Sky Sports. Every upgrade has done exactly what the machines said it would do. The date has been great. We're really in a roll. The greater, the sooner, the better. These statements underscore McLaren's significant progress since introducing upgrades to the MCL60 last season. They've consistently made improvements that align with their expectations, showcasing the effectiveness of their design, simulation process, and coordination among various teams at their Woking headquarters. The big question now is what comes next. Can McLaren truly close the gap on Red Bull in the next 12 months, as predicted by Andrea Stella? They've shown the ability to understand, develop, develop and optimize their car in various conditions, steadily improving their performance over the last season. However, much will depend on Red Bull's potential with the RB20, which they have yet to fully unveil, and their ability to continue developing the car. Additionally, with Ferrari also bringing updates to the next race in Imola, this season may offer more competitive battles than initially anticipated after the first race in Bahrain 2 months ago. So let's see who will come out on top on the very technical track, which is Imola. What are your thoughts? Will McLaren and Ferrari be able to beat Red Bull again? Let us know down in the comments below, and we'll see you soon in the next video.